Bigfoot Society would like to thank the following sponsors for helping make the podcast possible. The Singular Fortean Society has combined open and honest paranormal investigation and journalism since 2016. Visit the Society at Singular Fortean for all the latest weird news and more. Come with us and investigate the impossible. Lauren Smith is the hostess for Nightcaller's Bigfoot Radio, which has been on air for over a decade and has completed over 300 shows. Lauren brings with her a unique viewpoint given that she is not only the daughter of one of the veteran female Bigfoot researchers in the South, but she has been conducting field research since she was a preteen some 20 years ago. Nightcallers is a Bigfoot world favorite and, along with interviewing researchers and witnesses, often features interviews with guests from the documentary, film, and entertainment industry. Lauren also does a vidcast segment called Nightcallers, which features real encounters sent in by viewers. You can find all of this and more at nightcallersproductions.com. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with us. This is Bigfoot Society News on Clubhouse for the week of Saturday, May 22nd, 2021. Got a few cool things to go over today. We'll go through those, and I've got a few friends on stage to help me discuss those as we go along. So something that we've started doing recently that has been really cool is there's certain people in the community that are starting GoFundMe things to get things happening in the community regarding cryptozoology. So just wanted to go ahead and share a few of those, and I'll have the links to these on BigfootSocietyPodcast.com under the Clubhouse section. Our friend Tate is raising a GoFundMe to raise money for his Uncovering the Truth of Sasquatch documentary being filmed this summer. So that is going along nicely. He's trying to raise $2,000 by June 21st, I believe. Also, a friend, Les Odell, who you may know from West Virginia. He's a Bigfoot researcher. He's got a GoFundMe trying to raise $1,000 for West Virginia Bigfoot research equipment. So that's very cool. And also regarding the 2021 Trinity Giant Salamander Expedition, cryptozoologist Ken Gerhart is trying to raise $3,000 for his segment of the expedition. And also, you can always contribute directly to the International Cryptozoology Museum of Portland, Maine, regarding their funding as well. But let's try to get some really cool things going. And if you can throw a few bucks the way of either of those individuals, it helps out along in the end. Other current of go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's I think it's really important to give back to the community here. We're consuming all this entertainment, and there's most of the time there's no revenue for this kind of thing, so it depends heavily on the community contributions. If you want to see good content, I mean, you got to kind of invest in it. I back small town monsters. I join Patreons. I try to buy merchandise off of other cryptid content creators and such. Do what you can. I know everybody's not in a great financial situation, or just whatever's happening in life might not always be the easiest, but even just sharing people's projects, shouting them out, do something for the community if you're a part of it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, if I could just add on to that really quick, as for example, Greg mentioned small town monsters. As somebody that works with small town monsters, it makes a big difference. The amount of support, and it's just great to be able to have the abilities, because the more support there is for indie projects, the better content we can create and the cooler stuff we can do. I mean, we're kind of in a really unfair fight with major corporations, so any kind of support, and obviously, even if you know somebody that just has a podcast or a YouTube channel, just subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel, share the links with some friends, give them thumbs up every time they post a video, that kind of stuff, little stuff like that. Anything helps. Just it can even make your day. I mean, I just get comments every once in a while, just people saying you're doing a great job. Even that kind of stuff, that can turn a bad day into a great day. So it's awesome to support your content creators and independent producers and everything.
Oh, I agree 100%. I will be totally honest. We all have bad days, and I have had days where I have contemplated, like, serious, like, is this really what I want to do? And it's like, I've had one message on Instagram that is like, hey, I love what you're doing, keep doing it. And that changed the future flow of everything for me. So even if you can't contribute, send a nice message. You're the way of the person who's making what you're consuming, it could totally change their day. So, thank you guys for those thoughts. That it's really, really important stuff there. Current event going on right now. It's Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Fest in Townsend, Tennessee. I'll be putting this up later today. It will still be going on. So if you happen to hear this on YouTube and you're from the Townsend, Tennessee area, it's going on until tonight, May 22nd. So check it out, thebigfest.com. There's all sorts of stuff going on there. Cliff Barrickman, Mike Dupler, Patty from Big Fur, a Sax Squatch concert, square dancing with Bigfoot, axe squatch, chainsaw carving, Bigfoot calling with Cliff, a wedding, a Bigfoot 5K. My goodness, I can't even imagine all that stuff. It's going on at two separate areas in the town. That's how big it is. So very, very cool stuff there. Let's get into our first news item here. And this comes from Mysterious Universe. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to bring this up here real quick. So this article is Bigfoot sighting in Ashland, Ohio, near the site of a famous Bigfoot howl. This is pretty cool. Let me read through what happened here. So this is from the individual. My 20-year-old stepdaughter had a visual sighting last night in Ashland, Ohio, and this is actually, it looks like an update that's been kind of going along here. So the original sighting, one of the sightings was 4/24/2021. About midnight, she left a 24-hour gym that has woods behind it. She saw a gray, over 7-foot creature after hearing a twig snap. She stated it was way too large to be a human and moved way too fast to be human. The cool thing about this is the area where Ashland is. It's a little over 80 miles from Salt Fork State Park, and also it is a little close in a way to where Matt Moneymaker recorded his famous Ohio howls, which is really cool, in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Yeah, so definitely check out Paul Seaburn writes about this situation. But anyone familiar with the Ashland, Ohio, or does anyone have any comments on this? I guess I should say.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty excited about this. So my organization, we have over 250 sightings and incidences in the Cuyahoga area with, pertaining to Sasquatch. And so I'm excited. We are going to be going there relatively soon to go do a pretty neat experiment with trail cams. And I think that, well, I'm hoping it will yield some pretty good results. But I'm always, pumped to hear this. I mean, it seems to be a high activity area. I think that there's definitely something going on there. And just, I don't know if anybody's ever been up in that, kind of neck of the woods, but it would be, the prime area for, something like that to easily hide out in. I mean, it's pretty desolate. And so I don't know. I'm excited to see what comes of it.
That is really, really cool. Oh, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of that trail cam footage. I mean, there's been some very interesting trail cam footage of animals across the board lately, and I'm always excited to see, if they're placed correctly and in the right areas, what you can find out of those evidence-wise. So I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing what comes from that. Let's and actually, I'm going to do a quick run through about there's some interesting articles you'll want to read on mysteriousuniverse.org. There's Nick Redfern really had quite the week. He wrote a lot of articles. He has a good one about lake monsters. He unknown animals or giant-sized eels. He has one about the connections with cryptids to pubs and inns in the UK. He's got some really intense articles about cave creatures, creepy caves and creatures that lurk within them in the U.S. and Canada, and then a separate article on the U.K., and then also a article that goes into detail about the mysterious apes of Africa, different situations in throughout history. So definitely, if you want to do some reading this weekend, check those out. MysteriousUniverse.org. I'll have some links in the report as well. But next news item is Portland author explores lore of Bigfoot in Maine. So this is from PressHerald.com. And this is pretty cool. A book written by Michelle Soulier includes first-person accounts from those who say they have seen the cryptid in Maine. So this is going to be a fun one. So the name of the book is Bigfoot in Maine, and it goes all about these accounts from 77, 90, 97, 2011, a few of them, and I just love these books where they get really detailed into regions that might not have a lot of books written specifically about them to do with cryptids, or that have a lot of details in print about it. So you definitely want to check out this article. Does anyone have any thoughts about this author, or know anything about this publication that they would like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So Michelle's actually a friend of mine. She is awesome. She runs a bookshop in Portland, Maine called The Green Hand. She actually is friends with Lauren Coleman and the International Cryptozoology Museum, because a few years ago, prior to where their location is now, the museum was actually right next door to the bookstore. They were neighbors. So she's been writing about odd stuff in Maine for quite a while, and she's been working on this book for, almost a decade at this point, with some really fascinating stories. And I'm actually going to be interviewing her next weekend up in Portland, Maine, when I go up there to the museum. I'm going to be interviewing Lauren Coleman as well as Nate Brislin. Lauren obviously runs the museum. Nate, he's been in the rooms a couple times. He's an awesome up and coming young guy as well. He works at the Cryptozoology Museum, and I'm going to be interviewing them for an upcoming documentary called Beyond the Trail. We're still trying to figure out the title, but it's going to have to do with Maine. So we're filming an entire documentary about Bigfoot in Maine in a couple weeks here. Myself, Eli Watson of Cryptid Campfire, and Carrick St. Laurent of Crash Course Cryptozoology will be heading up to Maine to film this documentary. And can't wait to talk to Michelle, and I can't wait to pick the book up personally. She's been talking about it for a while, and I think Maine is one of those places that's just underrated for Bigfoot sightings. So we're going to do our best to take the knowledge that Michelle and others have, and hopefully have something happen for ourselves and just show the area and show the beauty of the great state of Maine.
Alex, I love that. And you have a interview with Michelle that you've done previously on Sasquatch Out of the Shadows, correct?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I had Michelle on my show. I do a live stream on Sasquatch Out of the Shadows on YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. When I first started the show back in spring of 2020, I had Michelle on, and it was just so awesome. I mean, what's really great about it is you get people in the live chat that are from Maine saying, well, I had this experience, and it's cool for people to share those stories. It's cool for somebody like Michelle to get more data to work with and possible leads on sightings in different areas. And it's just really, she's really great. She's very smart. She knows what she's talking about, and she's done the hard groundwork. So I'm super excited for the book.
That is really, I can't wait to see all those interviews you get out of that cryptozoology community up in that area, Maine. That'll be fun stuff. Any other comments before we move on to the next article? All right. So, next article I found, this is from the Chronicle. It says the Ape Cave has reopened. Take a trip to St. Helens for some Bigfoot lore and hidden gems. This is kind of cool. So, as we get back, things keep opening up in our society. Here's another thing that you can do if you're out on the West Coast. So this is pretty cool. You can now go into the pretty much the lava tubes. This is pretty cool because this is in a close area of the Ape Canyon. We might know about that if you're in this room, but it might be something to look up. And there's pictures about the area and all sorts of cool stuff. I'll have it linked. But for those that are lucky enough to be in the Pacific Northwest, definitely put the Ape Cave, if you haven't been there already, on your list to check out. Also, for those Ape Canyon fans, There is a newer episode of Expedition X that did come out a few weeks ago. It's very cool. If you got Discovery Plus, it's on there already. Check it out. It's got Mark Marcel in it. It's just a good time, and you get to see some solid video of the Ape Canyon area that I hadn't really been able to see before. So definitely check that out. I will do a little quick reset of the room. So this is the 5-minute cryptozoology news. We'll be going through a few news items that I found over the week of this previous week. And then at the end, if you have any news items that I didn't happen to share, you're welcome to raise your hand. You come up on stage. And of course, this is being recorded for the Bigfoot Society YouTube channel. So if you do come up on stage, you're agreeing to be recorded. All right, well, here comes kind of a fun one. So wasn't expecting this one, but this is from sportscasting.com. It's always fun when we can have a sports video or a sports article in here. So NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal once made a fake Bigfoot video and tried to pass it off as real. I mean, everyone's getting into the Bigfoot game. So let me scroll down a bit, and here's the statements. So this gentleman says, do you remember when he came in and said he saw a Sasquatch in the desert? He was like, I saw Bigfoot. There's a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch. This guy had someone film him. We didn't know it at the time because you just see it's a grainy, blurry video of desert at dusk, so the lighting is poor and all that. And there's a big figure walking like Bigfoot would walk in some of those fake videos. So pretty much Shaq is so tall that his height alone probably made the video believable since he stands at over 7 feet tall. Everyone's huddled around. I'm going to have to censor this a bit. Everyone's huddled around, and then we're like, hey, that ain't no Sasquatch. That's you walking through the desert, and you set the whole thing up. So no one fell for the video, but it's kind of fun to think that Shaq tried to freak out his teammates back then, pretending to be Sasquatch. Everyone's getting into the game there. So
did he not do something with the Super Bowl with Jack Links or something like that?
Greg, that's a great call out. Yeah, he did. He had that like Jack Links Sasquatch arm wrestling competition, which I think was rigged, but you know, Shaq did win. Spoiler alert. So hopefully there's a rematch next year. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. That
with an actual Sasquatch.
Yeah. Oh, that would be terrible. Shaq would be dominated if it's actual Sasquatch for real.
So Cliff and Bobo, you gotta get out there and friggin' find Bigfoot already.
I know, right? Cliff and Bobo, get on it, dude. Next story this is pretty cool because this is a Midwest one, and this is actually our last story I had prepared. This May 21st designated as Hodag Day by Governor Tony Evers. So let me. So this is for very recent. So proclamation is from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. A proclamation has declared a new statewide day of recognition. Governor Evers announced the first official day in a video message on Friday. Today, we're excited to celebrate the first Hodag Heritage Festival and the first ever official Hodag Day in Wisconsin. If you guys are on TikTok, you need to follow the Hodag account because that cryptid is making some serious good content and crazy. If you ever want to see Hodag dancing around, that's the place to do it. I think it's on Instagram too, but it's there's even a Hodag mobile that drives around up there, and they have a mobile store. So kudos for the area of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, for fully embracing their cryptid, and it's pretty crazy looking, dude. It's got spikes on its back and horns and big jaws and red eyes. It's a crazy cryptid. So at this time, did I miss any stories from the week? If anyone else has anything to share, or if anyone in the audience has anything to add to the discussion, feel free at this time. All right. Hey, we got Jonathan coming up.
I got one quick announcement.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I listened to the regular Bigfoot Society room, and I heard you mention that the my room was this past Thursday, but it wasn't. It is this coming Thursday,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a barn burner. We're talking about cryptids from outer space, and I of course have Ashley up on the stage with us. She'll be joining me with her podcast co-host Pat O, and Yami from Cryptid Chat will be my guest co-host, and we're gonna ask a bunch of questions of these fine people. And also, we're very fortunate to have Mr. Ryan Sprague joining the panel, so that should be great. I also talked with Sam Sheeran, who's a popular artist in the cryptid world. He's gonna drop into the room. I haven't listed him as an official guest. I have something in the works with Sam, so you'll all just have to stay tuned and wait for that. So that's this Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Um, Join in, follow me, and you'll get the update. You'll get the notice when the room goes on.
Oh, great reminder on that, Greg. Thank you so much. Yeah, that room, I'm excited for it. Like, that's going to be some quality content. I see my friend Jonathan is up on stage. Nice to see you, man. Do you mind introducing yourself in any ways you would like for the listeners? And then what's your story?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me up. Greg, that sounds like a really, really cool event. I definitely want to hit that up. You said that's Thursday. Can you hear me?
Sorry, yeah, I was just getting to my mute button. I had the phone in my pocket.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's all right.
this
Sorry, my,
Thursday,
my
May
phone just told me
27th.
poor connection too. So
Oh,
the
it's all
27th.
good.
Okay.
It
Cool.
happens, technology,
Yeah, I
this
know,
this
right?
Thursday,
It's
the
crazy.
27th. Yep, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Cool. Sounds good. Um, I'm Jonathan Dodd. I'm a artist. I live in Richmond, Virginia. Just kind of a cryptid enthusiast and artist. You guys, I think everybody on here is following my account. If you're not, Instagram, I am at Jonathan Dodd _draws, and I do cryptid themed artwork. My story, I'm not sure if I came in a little bit late, so I hope you didn't already cover this, but um, and I think it may be a little bit old, but it's I think this article was from Newsweek on the 14th of May, and it looks like a new population of coelacanths were discovered by shark hunters. I don't know if anybody's heard that.
Yeah, great call out there, actually. I did notice that.
That was pretty cool.
What was the date on that again, Jonathan? That's really awesome.
Um, the article was from Newsweek on May the 14th.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and the population was discovered. Let's see, in the West Indian Ocean off the coast of Madagascar.
That's amazing. Thank you for bringing that to our the group's attention. That's really cool. Do you mind sending me, if you remember, send me the link, or I can look it up. I know it's Newsweek. I'll look up Newsweek and coelacanth. Like that
Yeah,
is really really cool.
no, I'll shoot it over to you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh man, good stuff. Yeah. To echo what Jonathan said, and like Jonathan's not saying like I'm sure everyone followed me. He's what I'm saying about Jonathan is that he creates amazing content for the community to do with cryptozoology. So you definitely should be following him because, like, if not, you're missing out on a lot of really cool stuff. Like he made a Hodag beer brewery design, and he's like going through all the cryptids and making these designs, and like they're awesome. It's a highlight of my day. So thank you again, Jonathan, for doing what you do with that. It does make a difference and brightens everyone's day for that.
You're
Well,
welcome. Thank you.
he also redesigned the logo I made for you as a sticker, did he not?
Oh my god! Well, He did, yeah, and it's very cool. It's quite
It's
the
awesome, man. Totally.
combination for sure. Yeah.
And a kind of shameless plug here. Go buy a
Thank you.
sticker from Jeremiah because he wants to go to festivals and we want him there. So
Hey,
buying
thanks, Greg.
stickers will send Jeremiah to festivals.
Heck yes, heck yes.
Thanks.
At this point, if anyone, one last chance for anyone to share any more articles or stories or final discussion points. If not, I will probably end the room in about a minute. But last chance. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us for the cryptozoology news for the week of May 22nd, 2021. This will be up on the Bigfoot Society YouTube channel later today. And you can find all the links later at BigfootSocietyPodcast.com under Clubhouse. I'll have all the links for you to check out. So, again, thanks all for hanging out and have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye, guys.